that we're talking about relate to you. They relate to everyone.
You've seen us be a little bit more jokey and silly in our other videos. I would say there is going to be aspects of political, but also social issues.
We're looking ahead for our kids and what decisions that are being made right now are going to impact them.
Both at the state level, federal level, and to be honest, even at international level.
Yeah.
Because the world is more connected than it ever has been. And so there are reverberating effects that can be decided upon across the ocean, the other side of the world.
And they have impacts for everyone going forward.
And the ripple effect is can't be underestimated. But this particular video, we are going to talk about a recent project here in Adelaide that was announced not too long ago by the state government. And it is a project to redevelop a golf course in North Adelaide through the heritage listed Adelaide Parklands. There's a lot of controversy around it. There's a lot of upset people here in Adelaide about it, but it is something that has
millions of dollars of public funding.
Something that's not unique but special about Adelaide is the level of greenery. As you walk through the city, fly into the city, drive into the city, there is just greenery everywhere. There is wildlife.
Yeah. Whole ecosystems. The trees are cleaning the air and we all rely on that. But they're cooling the city itself, and especially with global warming and a changing climate, it's something that is central to everybody at the moment.
Yeah, so this is a project that is underway right now. There are trees being felled, probably dozens, if not hundreds have already been felled.
Nearly 600 planned, but they have not released which trees will be felled, and they have not really been transparent about any of the details,
plans
of the proposed changes.
The extra issue with this particular project isn't just the environmental impact to the parklands and the ecological damage it will do to fauna and flora alike, but it is also the method by which this has been managed. It has been seemingly rather underhanded and sort of behind closed doors and very hush-hush, and they've pushed through legislation to make this development easier.
Think about the geckos that live behind the park, the owls that nest in the hollows, and these hollows don't just happen overnight. They're taking decades, hundreds of years.
Yeah. Ecosystems.
You can't replace an ecosystem with a sapling.
No, the sort of response from the government is that we will replace every mature tree we remove with 3 new trees, 3 new plants, and they will put some mature trees in. Again, those numbers haven't been confirmed, but you're putting saplings in the place of mature trees that have been there anywhere between 50, 100, 150, 200, so 300 years. That's another thing you have to do with council, is you need to get a tree report done on the tree, the individual tree that you intend to remove, and also any trees that are within vicinity that you could potentially damage. You need to put a tree report in, and then you need to put measures in place to protect it with fencing and otherwise. So because I assume these tree reports haven't been done because it seems to be a little bit haphazard and rushing it through, there's no real way of knowing how old these trees are, if they're home to, certain possum species, owl species, bird species, whatever it is.
When I was younger, my mum and I volunteered for fauna rescue, and we looked after baby possums when they've been orphaned, and we would have to go out every single day and get branches of gum leaves for these tiny little baby possums, and they would demolish a whole branch full of leaves overnight. They pretty much eat the new growth. So saplings don't provide that level of food to support possums. It's the huge gum trees, we've got a couple of them in the backyard. Those are the ones that are providing a lot of the food for these animals. The ultimate aim for these parklands was always to provide benefit to the public, to provide greenery, to provide clean air, to support people living in the urban environment.
Now they're bulldozing it, they're cutting trees down, they're digging ground up without any respect for what could be there. There could be Indigenous remains.
There are Indigenous remains. They have actually that has been documented to be the case, that there are Indigenous Kaurna elders who are buried in the Parklands regions. The government themselves have actually identified that these are sacred grounds for Kaurna people.
And last night we went on to a friend of Anna's radio show. Like, it's only just begun with the felling of trees, but we want to be able to look our children in the eye in the future and say, at least, you know, mum and dad had tried to do something.
You know, the destruction of our democracy, our voice and community, you know, that's what's being eaten away at, just as much as they're eating away at the Parklands piecemeal by piecemeal.
Well, I didn't even know it had happened. I mean, I had no idea that they're not our Parklands anymore. Where they've got the golf course, that is no longer, that's, what do they call it? They call it fee simple. They've changed it from Crown land into fee simple, which basically means that once that they could sell it, they could build a hotel on it if they wanted.
Cities and countries all over the world are trying to regain connection to nature by introducing more green spaces to their vast, you know, concrete jungles. And yet we seemingly are doing the opposite here in Adelaide. It boggles the mind as what the decision process was, and then it makes you kind of think where it went wrong and what was the influence that led to this terrible decision. It's not too late. I think they can still repeal it. I still think they can walk it back. It's not too late.
You're right.
But but the narrative
given the will.
You're given the will, the petition.
Yeah.
Make sure you sign the petition.
Oh,
there used to be another motor race going through the city called the Clipsal 500, and I saw an article of the racetrack designer, and he said that he was not, when he had to design the track, he was not allowed to remove a single tree from the entire city track that he designed. Not allowed. Now, how has this tune changed over the last, I would say, 10 plus years? I don't know. There's corporate greed. There's probably lobbyists in the background.
Look, I'm just going to say it.
Golf
Greg
course
Norman,
designers. Yeah.
Connected to Trump,
And Epstein.
connected to Epstein.
There is some context there from Florida. Obviously, everyone's aware of what Mar-a-Lago is.
They think they can get away with it,
Yeah,
because they think we won't care. But it's up to people like us, you know, home growers, people who actually care about the environment and look at trees as more than just an obstacle to be removed. People like us who can actually stand up for what's right.
The numbers as they currently stand suggest that this is the biggest tree clearing since the 1800s, since colonization came to South Australia. That's
how massive this is.
And then so from the massive tree clearing back in the 1800s when colonizers first came here, huge. They're hoping that people out there who are from Adelaide can get down and participate in the protests on the state of government.
Send this video to someone who you think might need to know about this stuff.
But even if you're not in Adelaide, it's good to be aware that your state and local politicians could be taking playbooks to do this sort of things in your area as well.
We would love to hear from you guys, home growers all throughout the country, and
the world.
Those from South Australia too. Let us know, what do you think about your green spaces in urban areas? That's what we're doing here with urban homesteading. We're trying to bring that back into our urban lots to try and reconnect with nature. How important is that for you? And would you stand up for it?
Do you have local politicians in your area, whether you're here in Australia or abroad, who are either trying to push for more green spaces or maybe trying to peel them back and trying to put, I don't know, car parks where there used to be parks? So there was that quote that says, "We don't inherit our parents' land, we borrow it from our children," which I think is a great quote from an ecologist from, I think, 1968. Another consideration for this particular golf course is that they will use certain pesticides and herbicides to maintain it, and which could then run off into the local river, which is the River Torrens. That could have reverberating second order effects as well. So these are sort of things that, like, whilst yes, you are getting rid of trees, you are then putting a golf course in, there are other issues that then could follow going forward with regards to water table impact or water quality impact, air quality, and just your general, you know, well-being, because suddenly people don't necessarily or can't necessarily go through these lovely parklands that they once did. So mental health impacts as well. Home growers out there everywhere who actually give a flying, you know, about nature and what we're going to be leaving our kids and our kids, etc. I think now we need to start getting motivated, start getting up, because I think we've been run over too long. And I think the haves and the lobbyists and the people who are just vacuuming up our resources and our outputs or whatever have been getting away with it too long. And I think it's time that people actually started standing up, getting organized and pushing back, because it's getting ridiculous. And before you know, we'll blink and then it'll be too late and all this stuff will be gone. And then it's even harder to try and build back these things.
And before we went on radio, we talked about not naming people directly.
Whoopsie. Anna called the current South Australian Premier an extremist, which isn't necessarily false. The attack on people who are pushing back on it, calling them ragtag, calling them extremist, it's that go-to method of, in legal terms, they call it ad hominem, where they attack the person, not the argument. They've done it with the Tax the Gas campaign here with Punters Politics and David Pocock. They attack the person.
And we had a 78-year-old woman who got arrested with a walking frame.
And she fell over it as well. She hurt herself.
Standing up for trees in the environment. And she was charged with trespassing, and this is public parklands. So that's the state of affairs that we're looking at right now.
An extremist.
An extremist. That's not an extremist.
And she was voted last year's Citizen of the Year. Yeah.
If anyone's extreme in this situation, we can look at the Premier. We can look at the government.
And look at the ways and the tactics that we used. Right? Just because you can do it legally doesn't mean it's right.
Thanks for joining us for this fireside chat. We hope to see you again in our next fireside chat and in our other videos.
Look, it's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, this is the second verse. I love this second half of the song.
I was thinking about different talk shows and stuff, and I thought about hot ones.
You want me to eat some coal?
We've got chilies over there. Do you want to eat a chili?
What particular?
For entertainment. They might want to see that, love.
It's supposed to be serious.
Oh, well, we're at the end of the show now. It's fireside chat, so let's heat things up.
Love, my tolerance versus your tolerance, significantly different.
Okay, well, you get the bigger one then. Cheers. You gotta get your face in the frame, love.
These are bird's eye chilies, by the way, grown by seed from a store-bought bird's eye chili, and then we germinated them. And
Why
now
are we
we've got
doing this to ourselves?
Because you suggested it, and yeah, all right.
We'll spice things up.
That's what of it.
This is our hot ones. Oh, got me in the eye. Your juice got me in the eye.
Is that a good idea?
The eye is the worst part.
Please like, subscribe, tick the little notification bell. We really appreciate all the support. And yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, homegrowers. See you later.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, all you cat and kittens.
Yeah.